Everybody, it is Thursday. It is time for another installment of your Final Order Cutoff Roundup, last call, whatever you want to call it. This is something that we do every single week. FOC stands for Final Order Cutoff. And for us as retailers, it's our last chance to adjust our order numbers before this group of books ships out to us. And so that's important for you to take note of, because it's kind of also your last chance to get in on these before they hit the rack, so that you can get the comics that you want to read without having to worry about them selling out. Because, you know, it's definitely weird post-COVID. Thankfully, we're back to, you know, normal everything, normal sales and restrictions and all that sort of stuff. But it's you know, we're still looking at the bottom line. We're still trying to figure out, you know, what people are going to be interested in, and so stuff like this very first title we're going to talk about here, we might not put rack copies out, because, you know, the Black Hammer series is kind of, you know, it's death by attrition. You know, there's not a lot of people that are coming back to it, and it's not the Black Hammer proper title. It's kind of one of these ancillary characters. So it's important for you guys to pay attention to this stuff. You know, we appreciate those of you who respond and comment. I wish all 500 of our subscribers would participate in this, but that again would be almost unmanageable. So but, you know, hopefully you guys enjoy doing this. You know, it puts the power of ordering in your hands, to a certain extent anyway. So Randy's got the power, that's right. All right, so FOC Final Order Cutoff happens every week. It's our, like I said, it's our last chance. We put our numbers in on Sunday for DC product and on Monday for everybody else, and that's it. Those orders are locked. We'd have to advance to reorder something if we are thinking that we need more of it. You'll notice up above here that DC orders are due on Sunday, July 18th by 11 a.m., and most of the books that we're going to talk about are in stores August 11th. That is the Wednesday before Free Comic Book Day, so that's important to pay attention to as well. For us, that means we generally order up on these titles, because Free Comic Book Day inevitably has lots of new faces that come into the store. Some of those people are brand new to comics, and we want to make sure that we have stuff on the rack that would appeal to them, in addition to all the free books that they're going to pick up. So this release week is the week prior to Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, August 14th, okay? Now, there's a section up here. If you would like to sub to any of these titles so that you receive them monthly, please comment sub and the title. Don't do that here on the live Facebook video. About a month and a half ago, we had an instance where Facebook removed our video because it says we were in violation of their selling terms, even though we're not really selling anything. We're pre-selling some stuff, kind of, sort of. But as a result of that, please don't comment, pull, or sub here. If you follow the link in the description of the Facebook post, that will take you to another Facebook post that has has a link to this write-up behind me, which is on our website, and you can comment to your heart's content on that post for whatever it is that you'd like to order. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just comment on the video with either pull or sub with the title, the cover, and the quantity that you would like to order in. As long as you get that in before Sunday, Monday, you're golden, pony boy. The last thing I want to point out is the little bold statement right there. Covers that are in bold did not have images associated with them last night when I typed this up, but at the very end of this little spiel, I'll show you how you can look that stuff up on your own throughout the weekend. So let's dive in, shall we? From Dark Horse this week, our first book up on the block, we have From the World of Black Hammer, the Unbelievable Unteens, number 1 of 4. And this is pretty cool. It's kind of meta. After signing at a comic book convention, the Unbelievable Unteens artist Jane Ito finds herself visited by one of the characters from her own creation. But was it her own creation? Were the Unteens an actual school of teenage misfit superheroes who battled supervillains under the lead of the mysterious Dr. Miles moniker? And if so, who wiped their memories and why? As Jane's world is turned upside down and she learns the true nature of her identity, she discovers a sinister plot leading her to assemble a team she had suspected was purely fictional. 2 covers are available for this one. On the far left there, you have the Tyler Crook cover, and then right here beside me, you've got cover B by Mr. John McCrae. So, Unbelievable Unteens 4-issue miniseries written by Jeff Lemire with interior art by Mr. Tyler Crook. So that's going to be pretty. Here we go. This is our cover photo for this week. We've got from DC Batman 1989 number 1 of 6. Step back into the Gotham City of Tim Burton's seminal classic Batman movies. Batman 89 brings in screenwriter Sam Hamm from Batman and Batman Returns and artist Joe Quinones from Dial H for Hero and Howard the Duck to pull on a number of threads left dangling by the prolific director. Gotham becomes torn in two as citizens dressed as Batman and the Joker duke it out in the streets. As DA Harvey Dent, aka Lando Calrissian, tries to keep the city together, he targets the one problem tearing it apart. Batman, of course, and he'll get Bruce Wayne's help in taking down the Dark Knight. Cover A on the far left there is by Joe Quinones. Cover B right here beside me is by Jerry Ordway. There is Lando as Two-Face right there on the cover. Maybe that's a little foreshadowing of what happens in this series. Billy D. Williams turns into Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. So Batman 89, number 1 of 6. I'm pretty jazzed about that. Both covers are $4.99, despite them saying $3.99 right there on the cover. They're $4.99 a piece. Hopefully they change that before they actually print those comic books. Oh, I was going to show you something. Don't tell anybody, because I don't know if I get in trouble for doing this or not. Here, friends, are... That's not it. Hold on, let me find it. These are some samples of interior pages from Batman 89. There you can see Sam Hamm, the writer, Joe Quinones, the artist, and the cover. So look at there. There's old Billy D right there. Those are the first few interior pages. Happy Halloween. Look at that cool pumpkin head. There's some Gothamites dressed as the Joker out on Halloween. There's Billy D. Oh, he's got his heads and tails quarter or dollar, whatever that is. That's pretty cool. And then, there's some madness and chaos ensues, and there's Batman. That's all I'm going to go through, but there's a couple page preview of Batman 89 number 1. That's kind of cool. I figured I'd show that off. I got a couple of other little teasers. We'll get to those here in a second, okay? Next from DC, this is an original graphic novel, Batman the World. It's a hardcover. DC takes Batman's war on crime worldwide in a new hardcover anthology, Batman the World. This 160-page book will feature Batman stories by creative teams from across the globe taking place in their home countries. This original Batman project launches worldwide on Tuesday, September 14th, and the complete anthology will be localized to the following international territories. I don't know why this is important. North America, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Czech Republic, Russia, Poland, Turkey, Mexico, Brazil, China, Korea, and Japan. This global collaboration is the first of its kind for DC, so join us for this phenomenon, proving that Batman is a true pop culture icon. Did anybody ever question that? And that the call for justice knows no borders, with an awesome cover by Mr. Lee Bermejo. $24.99 for this 160-page hardcover in store September 14th. And guess what? Let me show you what that looks like inside. Ready? Here we go. So this is some of the interior splash page featuring artists from all over the globe for Batman the World. Here you can see a list of the creative team, the writers, the artists, the colorists, and the letterers, and the cover by Lee Bermejo. More samples, but then look at these Bermejo, so Global City story from the U.S., Azzarello and Bermejo from Batman Damned reuniting. Look at these kind of splash pages. Oh, Bruce Wayne's parents. Look, I like the bat shadow over his dead parents. Then we got a little bit of penguin action. Look at those robot penguins in Moscow with, there he is, old Oswald Cobblepot. Man-Bat. Look at Bermejo's Man-Bat. That's amazing. Bane. You were merely born in the... I was born in the darkness. You merely adopted it. Poison Ivy. Oh, goodness. What's wrong? Why is her hand a branch? That's scary. Catwoman, of course. But you can see it's going to be pretty. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. There's Harley and the Joker. And there's Alfred patching up old Bruce. That's a scene that we've seen a couple of times. I like Alex Ross's rendering of that. So that is samples from Batman The World, again on FOC and in stores September 14th, okay? This is rad, because I saw this when I was doing my initial order, and I was like, that looks like it's a connecting cover. Sure enough, it is. I don't know what's going on with Harley's arm, but this is Future State Gotham #4. Hunt the Batman continues as Punchline prowls Gotham, searching for the one thing she needs before leaving the city forever. The only person standing in her way is a revenge-fueled Harley Quinn. And just when things couldn't get any worse, the brand new hero hunter Panic comes for them both. Cover A and B, connecting covers, both by Simone DeMeo. That's pretty cool and gorgeous. Cover C is the Suicide Squad variant cover, featuring King Shark and Bloodsport and Captain Boomerang. That's a dope cover too. The C cover is by Dima Ivanov, and all three of those are $4.99. Okay. Next from DC comes Hardware Season 1 #1, following on the heels of Static Season 1 and Rocket. I can't remember the other person. Curtis Metcalf was the brightest shining star of Alva Industries, a brilliant scientist mentored by Edwin Alva since childhood, until the failures of Alva technology at the Big Bang disaster threatened to destroy the company, and Alva needed a scapegoat. Now Curtis is on the run from the Dakota Police Department, but a man as smart and paranoid as Curtis takes precautions. With a nearly indestructible suit of armor and remarkable inventions that he never handed over to Alva, Curtis stands determined to do much more than clear his name. He's going to take the fight back to Alva himself. Writer Brandon Thomas from Future State Aquaman and Excellence is joined by Hardware's co-creator and Milestone founder Dennis Cowan to open a legendary new chapter in the story of the Milestone universe's most complicated man. Is a better world on his mind, or just a world built for him? Cover A is by Mateus Manhanini. Cover B right here beside me is by Dennis Cowan, and cover C, which I don't have an image for, which is why it's up here in bold, is by Mr. Bill Sienkiewicz. Cowan and Sienkiewicz are working together on the interior of this book, much like they did for the Question Black Label one-shot. And guess what? I got some preview pages for Hardware. That's what you're seeing right here on your screen. We don't have any dialogue, no word balloons, but this is what Hardware Season 1 #1 is going to look like. Pencils by Dennis Cowan, inks by Bill Sienkiewicz. There you can see a ton of Sienkiewicz influence right there with the inking. So it looks amazing. Hardware Season 1 #1 on FOC this Sunday. Okay, there you go. Okay, next from DC, we've got I Am Batman #0. Future State gave readers a preview of things to come with Jace Fox as the new Batman, but his debut in the core line arrives with a bang. Picking up immediately from the events of the next Batman's second son, Jace thrusts himself into action when the magistrates' crackdown on Alleytown begins, using armor he's found in the abandoned hibernaculum. That's a funny word. The age of a new Dark Knight starts now, with a cover A by Travel Foreman. Cover B is by Derek Chu, right there on your screen, but right here beside me on the left. And cover C by Mr. Dave Wilkins. That's good too. So 3 covers to choose from, $4.99, $5.99, $5.99, and we have some interior pages. This is the inside of I Am Batman #0. Interiors are by Travel Foreman. We can see Jace Fox kind of traveling the world, getting into it with some policemen, but this is going to be kind of a lead-in to the Fear State event that James Tynion is masterminding. That's going to have ramifications for all of the Bat titles moving forward. So there you go. That is I Am Batman issue #0 with writing by John Ridley and interior art by Travel Foreman. Okay. Next from DC, we've got Infinite Frontier #4 of 6. President Superman finds himself in the wrong hands, in the wrong world, and it isn't looking good. Bones and Chase attempt to stop superpowered heroes and villains from crossing multiversal lines. If they can shut down the President of Steel, they think that it will serve as a signal to all not to mess with Earth Zero. This is only a distraction, however, as Injustice Incarnate begins to show them the worst the multiverse has to offer, and only Flashpoint Batman is there to lend the heroes backup. Cover A on the left is by Mitch Gerads, cover B right here beside me is by Brian Hitch, and cover C, the Suicide Squad variant cover, is by John K. Snyder. You got Weasel and Peacemaker and Arm Fall Off Boy. Which is going to be ridiculous to see in the movie. So there you go. Infinite Frontier number 4 with the Suicide Squad variant. Next we got Joker number 6. After barely surviving in the jungles of Belize, the Joker flees to Europe. Jim Gordon pursues the madman, but the seeds of doubt begin to sprout. If the Joker didn't gas Arkham Asylum, who did? And what's the next move for Vengeance, Daughter of Bane? Backup story, we've got Punchline's takeover of Blackgate Penitentiary continues as her most insidious goal becomes clear. Find a woman she used to call her friend in her college days and make her pay for her betrayal. On the outside, Harper Row tries to pull her brother Cullen back from the brink of Jokerized radicalization, with a cover A on the far left there by Guillaume March, cover B, Crazy Eye Joker by Mr. Tony Harris, cover C, Sexy Time Punchline in the Clink by Mr. Terry Dodson. And cover D, we've got a Suicide Squad variant cover by Mr. John Boy Myers, featuring Mongal, the Thinker, and Harley Quinn. So the Joker number 6, 4 covers to choose from, but look at that Dodson cover. It is awesome. Next from DC comes Pennyworth, number 1 of 7. Spanning the years between the hit TV show and today, Pennyworth tells the continuing adventures of Alfred Pennyworth as an MI6 counterintelligence agent, James Bond. This time in Cold War-era Soviet Russia. When Alfred and his partner receive intelligence that nuclear weapons are being manufactured near the Arctic Circle, they're off to infiltrate the remote military base to learn more. But things don't go exactly as planned, and the ramifications of this mission may be more far-reaching than anyone could have guessed, as our present-day butler gets dragged back into his past. Cover A right there is by Jorge Fornes. There is a cover B by Juan Gedeon, but we did not have the image when I wrote this up last night. So there you go. Finally, from DC, we've got Wonder Woman number 777. Wonder Woman learns the hard way that fairies are never to be trusted when her promised trip home takes a sharp left turn in the multiverse. Welcome to Earth 11, the headquarters of the Justice Guild. In this alternate version of Diana's Earth, the Amazons of Themyscira imposed their law on the entire world, and the course of history was changed forever. Sounds like a dream afterlife for our hero, but Yanis has somehow managed to poison this paradise. Dane of Elysium, aka Wonder Man, is on a violent rampage, and it's now up to Wonder Woman to bring him in and clear her name. Back on Earth Zero, young Diana learns the real story behind the creation of Paradise Island and the price paid for freedom. Will she ever trust the Elders again, or are the lies too much for the princess to handle? Cover A on the far left there, featuring Wonder Man by Travis Moore. Cover B right here beside me is Fantastic by Max Fiumara. And cover C, we have a Suicide Squad variant with Amanda Waller, Harley, and Weasel by Will Murari. So 3 covers for Wonder Woman 777. Okay? From IDW this week, we've got Star Wars The High Republic Adventures The Monster of Temple Peak, number 1 of 4, little 4-issue miniseries. Follow former Jedi turned saber-for-hire monster hunter Ty Yorick in her first comic appearance, so there's the key issue alert for that one, in this all-new High Republic miniseries by Cavan Scott and Rachel Stott. Ty is a brave yet superstitious monster hunter traversing the galaxy with KLO3 and her trusty rune stones, fighting the deadliest monsters on any world. After dealing with an escaped Druin being transported to the Republic Fair, Ty heads to Lorith, where local pioneers have tasked her with taking on the fearsome Gretalax that terrorizes them. She takes the mission, but can't shake the feeling that something is amiss with the Force, with a cover by the interior artist Rachel Stott. $4.99, 4-issue miniseries. Okay? From Image this week comes Aquarius, the Book of Myrrh, number 1. Eisner Award-winning creator Afua Richardson, the artist of HBO's Lovecraft Country, comes to Image Comics with a visionary new series, a modern retelling of mermaid myths and legends from all over the world. In 1983 Harlem, something surfaces from the haunted lake of Astara's dreams. She's plagued by visions of ancestors, monsters, and merfolk. What will she sacrifice to finally have peace? This quarterly comic will be accompanied by music for a unique storytelling experience. Quarterly, so it's going to come out 4 times a year. Cover A by Afua Richardson on the far left there. Cover B, right here beside me, is beautiful, by Mr. David Mack. Okay? Aquarius, the Book of Myrrh, #1. From Marvel this week, we've got Avengers Tech On #1 of 6. When the Red Skull wields a strange new power that strips heroes of their powers and threatens the entire world, the Avengers turn to Tony Stark's experimental new technology to save us all. Here come the Iron Avengers. Avengers Tech On. Sleek, high-tech power suits bristling with energy and amped-up attack power face off against supervillains enhanced to match. Wasn't that just the premise of Avengers Mech Strike? I don't know. It's mechs and mayhem in the mighty Marvel manner. Avengers Tech On is a Sentai-inspired action-adventure series produced in partnership with Bandai Namco of Japan, written by Jim Zub and illustrated by Jeff Chamba Cruz. $3.99. The main cover over there on the far left is by Ichi Shimizu. There is a variant by Chamba that we don't have the artwork for. There's a variant right here beside me by Peach Momoko, and there's also a toy variant that we don't have the image for. That's why those two are up there in bold. So, Avengers Tech On, #1 of 6. Next from Marvel, we've got Defenders, #1 of 5. Superstars Al Ewing and Javier Rodriguez reunite for a cosmos-colliding journey. When existence itself faces extraordinary threats, it needs an extraordinary defense. That's when you call the Defenders. Doctor Strange and the Masked Raider take a non-team of Marvel's weirdest, wildest heroes on a mission that will uncover the hidden architecture of reality itself. This cosmos was not the first to exist, but the Defenders can't track Marvel's oldest villain through the deepest trenches of time. It might be the last. But main cover over there on the far left is by Javier Rodriguez. There is a Deadpool 30th anniversary variant cover by Rob Liefeld, but we didn't have an image when I wrote this up last night. Silver Surfer variant right there by Peach Momoko. There is a Heroes Reborn variant on the far left there by Carlos Pacheco. And last but not least, we have a Ron Lim variant right there for your eyeballs. Defenders, #1 of 5. From Boom Studios this week, I'm excited about this one, comes Eat the Rich, #1 of 5. Not the Aerosmith song, but close. What unspeakable horror eats away at the heart of Crestfall Bluffs? With law school and her whole life ahead of her, Joey plans to summer with her boyfriend Astor in his seemingly perfect hometown of Crestfall Bluffs. It's a chance to finally meet Astor's family and childhood friends, all while enjoying a vacation with every need attended to by servants. But beneath the affluent perfection lies a dark, deadly rot. Will Joey discover the truth before it's too late? And if she does, can she survive to tell the tale? The bold, horrifying psychological thriller from Hugo Award-winning author Sarah Gailey with artist Pius Back. Perfect for fans of Stillwater and Nailbiter. The A cover on the far left is by Kevin Tong. The B cover right here beside me is by Becca Carey. And the C cover right there is by Ms. Jenny Frizen. All three of those covers are $3.99. Eat the Rich, Randy, #1 of 5.
What do they taste like?
Gold? Jewels? I don't know. Fancy
Stinky
steak?
cheese.
Stinky cheese and fancy steak. From Aftershock this week comes Campisi, #1, The Dragon Incident. Sonny Campisi is a small-time fixer for the mob-controlled neighborhood of Green Village. If you don't pay your gambling debt, he'll come and collect. If you get a little rough with one of the girls, he gets a little rough with you. But when a dragon flies into town, and Sonny is the one who's tasked with getting rid of it, it's a problem unlike any he's ever faced, and a chain of events begins that will affect everyone who lives in that neighborhood, especially Sonny. A new comic by James Patrick, the writer of Kaiju Score, and breakout artist Marco Locati. Campisi is a genre-mashing comedy thriller that plays like one part Get Shorty and one part Dragon Slayer, and all parts absurdly wonderful. Each issue of Campisi features 24 pages of story and art with a cardstock cover, $4.99. Just look at that cover. That's pretty cool. Campisi #1. From Titan this week comes Elric Dreaming City #1, the gorgeous comic adaptation of Michael Moorcock's world-renowned cult fantasy saga begins. Eric of Melnibone is exiled from his home and cursed to walk the land under the influence of the god of chaos, Ariok. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right. With his sword Stormbringer, Elric must find his way through the unknown. This is the first time that his novels have been fully adapted in chronological order. Cover A on the far left is by Mike Mignola. Cover B right here beside me is by Valentin Secher. Cover C over there on the far left is by Eric Bourgier. Cover D is by Julian Tello right here, the pencil sketch cover. And the FOC exclusive right there is also by Julian Tello. That's what the interior art of the book is going to look like. Michael Moorcock's Elric the Dreaming City #1. All right, now we move on to our subsequent print speculation section. This is a little segment where we highlight books that are second, third, fourth printings, etc., that are available at FOC. Sometimes these are smaller print runs than the originals, and usually have almost immediately a higher market value when they come out. So this is your chance to get them for cover price, as long as you let us know before Sunday, Monday. From DC, we've got Justice League #64, second print, which is featuring the first appearance of the United. This book blew up last week, turned into a $15 comic overnight. So there you go. If you missed out, there's your chance to get a second print at cover price if you order it at FOC. Also from DC, Nice House on the Lake, man. James Tynion is on fire right now. This is the third print. The second print just came out on Wednesday. We still have copies of the second print. Nice House on the Lake #1, third print. If you're missing out on this series, please check it out. We ordered stupid heavy. We dropped copies into everybody's box who's on Department of Truth or Something's Killing the Children. Sold out of issue 1 first prints. Second prints are out now. Third prints are on FOC Sunday. From Marvel, we've got 3 things, none of which had covers when these were available. Black Cat Annual #1, second print, which had a first appearance and blew up the week that it came out. Daredevil #31 is getting a second print, and Marvel Voices Pride #1 is getting a second print. Side note, just to plug our free comic book day event, Jen Hickman, local comic artist, will be here signing on free comic book day and doing sketches. Jen has a story that is in Marvel Voices Pride, so that's a book that you could pick up and you could get signed by Jen Hickman on August 14th if you come to the store. Okay. Who does #2 work for? You. The answer is you, Super Friends. This is a little segment where we highlight issue #2s. #2s are always under-ordered by retailers because, maybe #1 had extra discounts, or maybe it had returnability, and so we try to find the ceiling with #1, and then after a couple of weeks of sales figure, maybe a couple of days of sales figure, we look at #2 and how many people are subbed versus grabbed copies off the rack and generally cut our numbers. So that's why it's important, because if you picked any of these up and you read them and enjoyed them, now is the time to let us know to either pull a copy of #2 or add it to your subscription. From Aftershock, Clans of Bellari #2, the clan chieftains rebuke Cluthian's bid for chieftain status, so he turns to amassing alien tech weapons with which he may take what he wants by force. Taya has gotten a taste for flying, and despite the class rules against her, she wants nothing more than to become a pilot. She convinces Gummy to pressure a mysterious underground operator to circumvent the rules, but in doing so, Gummy has made a deal with the devil, yes, Cluthane, that is certain to come back to haunt him and Taya, with a cover by Andy Clark. Clans of Bellari #2. From AWA, Fight Girls #2 is on FOC. This is Frank Cho writing and drawing, and Sabine Rich doing the colors, I believe. 10 hard-as-nails women face off in an ancient contest of champions where the winner truly takes all, the title of Queen of the Galaxy. To win the challenge, each contestant must survive the hazards of the planet's harsh landscape, the ferocious predators on and below its surface, and their fellow contestants. This edition of the contest has a twist. What a twist. One of the contestants is an infiltrator who has her eye on something bigger than the prize. Who is she, and what does she really want? $3.99, Fight Girls number 205. From Boom this week, Mamo number 2. Hedge witch Orla has returned home after her grandmother's death to find that her mislaid bones are wreaking havoc all across Hairsden. Mamo's graves must be brought together in order to give her spirit and the town some peace. Can Orla shoulder the responsibility of quieting her Mamo's spirit and saving her hometown? With a cover right there on your screen by Sass Millage, $4.99. From Dark Horse, Hellboy and the BPRD, The Secret of Chesbro House number 2 of 2. Hellboy is plunged headlong into the dark history of a haunted mansion, witnessing at last the dark truth behind the ghost in residence and how it might be made to leave. With the A cover by Sean McManus and the B cover right here by Matt Smith, Hellboy and the Secret of Chesbro House number 2. Also from Dark Horse, HeMan and the Masters of the Universe number 2 of 4. Following the vicious Orlax attack on King Randor, HeMan learns the creature is linked to the origin of the Sword of Power and also to his nemesis Skeletor, who finally finds himself on the cusp of realizing his dream of capturing Grayskull's secrets. The A cover on the far left over there is by Dave Wilkins, and it is beautiful. The B cover right here beside me is by Bill Sienkiewicz, and it is also fantastic. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe number 2 of 4. From Dynamite this week, Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red number 2. The greatest tales, the most amazing storytellers, Red Sonja like you've never seen before, all presented in beautiful black, white, and red. John Boy Myers presents an aging Queen Sonja face-to-face with a long-forgotten foe who threatens to change the world for the worse. Jeff Parker and Natalie Noragat toss Sonja into a living, sentient fungus bog with no easy exit out. David F. Walker and Will Robson feature a creature from myth with a craving for the blood of a she-devil. So an anthology book featuring different creators and amazing covers. The A cover on the far left is by Lucio Perillo. The B cover right here beside me by John Boy Myers. The C cover on the far left over there is by David Nakayama. And the D cover, we have to have the cosplay photo cover as well. Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red number 2, $4.99. From IDW, Kanto 3, Lionhearted number 2 of 6. Fan favorite Kanto continues. The Clockwork Knight and his old friend, the warrior Alara, are in search of allies in their coming war against the Shrouded Man. Possibly the greatest allies they could hope for are Kanto's former slavers. But before they can attempt to build bridges and combine their efforts, they must be found. And the only one who knows where they may be is on the other side of a kraken. With a cover by Drew Zucker, Kanto 3, Lionhearted number 2. From Image this week on FOC, we've got Ordinary Gods number 2. Do you remember the tower, the snow? 24 hours ago, Christopher Becker was living a perfectly normal life. Today, plucked from his home, his old life in ruins, he'll learn the incontrovertible truth about the world and his place in it, and then he'll remember the tower, with a cover right there by Felipe Watanabe. And that's it, kids. The last little bit that we leave with you this week is the complete list of all of the books that are on FOC. They're broken down by publisher. You're going to see the first chunk here is all of the DC product that's available, that's on FOC. This is all from our distributor, Lunar. So to see any of this stuff, you're going to have to go to lunardistribution.com. That is their, if you go there, the landing page is their consumer-facing side of the website. And you can click on all this stuff and read all the solicits and see all the covers. And then we get the section that's kind of blocked off. This is all the product that's available through Diamond. So again, DC is due Sunday. Everything here is due on Monday. So if there's something that you're going through here by publisher, we got Boom Studios, we got Dark Horse and Dynamite, IDW, Image, Marvel Comics, and then kind of everybody else. They just group everybody else together. But let's take a look at, how about the Defenders Liefeld Deadpool 30th anniversary variant. So the way this works, you find the line item that you're looking for, you copy the item code that is to the left of that. So we're going to copy that sucker. We're going to come up here into the web browser of your choice, and we are going to paste that, sorry that you can't see that, into your search browser of preference. The very first listing that comes up is going to be the previewsworld.com listing for, if I move this, that doesn't help, does it? Nope. That actually screwed everything up, so give me 1 second to, nope, that's not it either. Nope, and what just happened? Ah, I see what I did. I pulled it out and then lost it. Okay, so let's try one more time. Nope. All right, let's have a look-see. I don't know what I did with my window capture. Now it's not working there anymore. How funny. Well, you're basically going to go, how do I get the, if I click on any of this stuff, let's see, window capture, let me turn it off and turn it back on, and then we're going to go to, it's in, let's see if it grabs that new tab. Nope. Okay. Anyhow, you're gonna click on the item code that we were talking about there, paste that into a web browser of your choice, and you're gonna take a look to see if any of that stuff is available, if there's images for it. Why doesn't any of the... Huh. I lost it. Nothing's coming up. But that's how you're going to use that list that's there at the back of the at the bottom of that list at your leisure over the weekend. Send us a message. Let us know what you'd like to order, and that's it. That's going to wrap the show. Sorry about the technical difficulties there at the end. I lost my window capture screen. If you have questions about how that works, hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message. Call the store 303-484-9103. You can email us at hojcomics@gmail.com. And don't forget, save the date, August 14th, Free Comic Book Day. And we'll see you tonight for a stream sale starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you.